I mean, the thing launched with iOS 6, probably not. Anyways, today we're going to be taking a look if the iPhone 5 is usable in 2026. Now, one important thing to keep in mind when using this phone is that it was actually the last iPhone to have a 32-bit processor, which means the app support when the phone started to become end-of-life is kinda lacking, especially compared to the older brother, the iPhone 5S. Now, upgrades for phones today, like the 16 Pro to the 17 Pro, there's not too much of a difference, but it was a gigantic upgrade back in the day going from the 4S to the 5. Compared to the 4S, on the 5 you get a 0.5-inch bigger screen, 4G LTE networking, and the Lightning port, which is dead today. Dude, and people were pissed about the switch to Lightning. My mom, when she picked up this phone before it got handed down to me years later, the entire car ride home after buying it, she was just complaining about having to buy more cables. But comparing the two in hindsight, Lightning is just so much better, it's not even funny. People just wanted to complain in my opinion. But then again, I'm the guy who upgraded from a 13 Pro Max to a 16 Pro only for USB-C, so I guess I'm just a sucker. Wait, what am I even doing? Man, I gotta shut up and pay attention and just finish the setup. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. Apple ID. On a lot of older Apple devices today, I'm noticing there's like more and more server issues as these devices age, so can we even log in? And thankfully logging into iOS 10 with our Apple ID, or sorry, Apple account now, works just fine. I'm actually really happy about that because without being able to log into an Apple account, these kind of turn into a doormat. You know, unless you jailbreak them. Siri helps you get things done just by asking. No, she doesn't. So, here's iOS 10 in all of its glory. You got the old App Store icon, you got the two-tiered control center menu, and before widgets came to the home screen, you actually had to pull down from Notification Center and swipe left. And taking a look at one of the widgets, Siri app suggestions, it's telling me to open iCloud Drive, which I haven't even used that app before. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's like a prototype version of the Files app in iOS 11. It's really strange taking a look at this and comparing it to the Files app in iOS 26 because there's just no options here. You get the files and that's it. It's pretty cool to see something like iCloud Drive still work, but what about Apple native features like AirDrop and iMessage? This has to work, right? And from the looks of it, yeah, iMessage still works on an iOS version that came out back in 2016. There's no way AirDrop's gonna work though, right? And I guess I'm wrong, because somehow, even though the software versions are 10 years apart, you can still AirDrop to iOS 26 from iOS 10. That's honestly just so cool. The next thing I want to take a look at here is the camera, because recently on iPhones the camera has just gotten massive, and on the iPhone 5 it's still like right in the corner. And honestly it shows, because when taking pictures with this 8 megapixel sensor, the brightness and the colors are just kinda off. I think I just found an iOS 10 bug. Why is there like an invisible bar down here? On the other hand, the video quality is way better than the photos, but still it's not something I'd really want to daily drive today. I'm trying not to go too hard on the cameras, I mean they are from 2012. Now it's time for the really fun part. We're gonna head to the App Store and see how many apps we can download that'll still work on this thing. Wait, what? Oh yeah, that's right. iOS 10 was the last version to still have the classic App Store layout before it was changed to like the new style in iOS 11. I'm hoping we'll be able to download the last supported version of Minecraft, right? Enter the oh, I remember this. I remember this goddamn screen. Every single time you want to download an app on the App Store, you gotta enter your password. But after entering the password, we are able to download the last compatible version, and oh no, dude, I'm realizing I'm gonna do this like 50 times for all the apps I want to download. As I'm going through the App Store and installing all of these apps, I'm noticing every single one says, oh, you gotta download the last compatible version, so I guess app support for iOS 10 has just been completely killed off. Now, if you hit download on an app you've already purchased before, it'll get the older version for you just fine, but if you haven't purchased it before, you gotta grab a new iOS device, download it, and then head back to the iPhone 5. Luckily, I do have a newer iPhone, but what about people who only have this? That's kind of a stupid policy, huh? Anyways, a bit of time later playing with the App Store, I've got all the apps I want to test out installed, so first off, I guess we'll just test out Facebook. Now, this is kind of just the bare minimum when it comes to testing apps on older phones, so it should work. After logging in, we're kind of just stuck on this blank screen. Is this the entire app? I guess so, because I tried to log into the app 2 more times and we have the exact same error here. Man, that kind of sucks because this app actually worked when I took a look at the phone last year. So if even Facebook doesn't work, my expectations for YouTube are rock bottom. And yep, pretty much what I expected. Map's busted. But it's not over yet because we might be able to still watch YouTube videos from Safari. I mean, keep in mind, Safari gets updated with the iOS versions and iOS 10 is from 2016, so it may or may not work. Oh, neat, another thing that's broken in the year I haven't taken a look at this phone. I guess we could just like take a look at the video on google.com maybe? Yeah, we're just gonna bypass the search process and jump right to the video itself. And using that method, yes, you still can watch YouTube videos on the iPhone 5. What I'm kind of curious about here though is that if YouTube is killed off, will Gmail still work? And unfortunately, no, Gmail doesn't work, because when we try to log in with our Google account, we get an error that we gotta update the app to the latest version. Yeah, it would be nice if I could, you know? Alright, let's take a quick game break and check out Minecraft. Now you might be thinking, on a phone this old, it's gotta be like pure, simple Minecraft with no bloat, right? One could dream, you know, and this is just kind of the perfect image right here. Sign in with the Microsoft account, you got the background stuttering at like 5 frames per second, it's just the perfect mess. I guess it is only just the menu though, so what does the actual game's performance feel like? With fancy graphics off, the performance, it's okay. I mean, I can tell it's not a smooth 60 FPS, but hey, it's definitely playable. The only real issue I'm having with this game is just the screen size of the iPhone 5, actually. Next up, let's take a look at Twitter. See what's happening in the world right now. That's a cool selling point, but you know what? I could light something on fire at home, so I'll pass. And it does look like support for Twitter was killed off on iOS 10, but you know what? Wait, does it work in Safari? And even inside the web browser, no, it's still not working, so I guess we'll just move on to the next app, Instagram. I mean, I guess it works because we're able to log in, so we definitely got farther than Facebook, but we can't reload the feed at all, so I guess the app is just kind of broken. Yeah, whenever I try to refresh the page, I just get an error saying, oh, we're sorry, but something went wrong, please try again. So is there really any chance that TikTok will work? I mean, so far, it's actually looking pretty good. I mean, we were able to log in. No way, TikTok still works. I mean, it's ungodly slow, but it works. So let me get this straight, TikTok outlasted Facebook on the iPhone 5? How does that happen? But yeah, the app is completely fully functional. You can like posts, read comments, there's no issue. I mean, at this point, it's really just a coin flip if the apps are gonna work or not, so I guess we'll take a look at Discord next. And somehow, yeah, Discord still works in the iPhone 5. The only issue I'm noticing here is that the app just like breaks itself and forces the main chat into light mode when the rest of the app is in dark mode. While you can still send text messages on the Discord client on iOS 10, unfortunately, if you try to join a voice call and talk, it just won't work. I mean, back in 2025 it used to work, but recently Discord ended support for clients that don't support end-to-end encryption, so I guess we'll just move on. I think it's time for another game break. Let's take a look at Subway Surfers. Good news, a new version of Subway Surfers is available. Wait, it's live service? I remember when I took a look at this phone back in 2025, somebody left a comment saying if you turn off Wi-Fi and refresh the app, it'll work. And even with the Wi-Fi off, it's still nagging me to update the game. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna delete the app, re-download it, and never give it internet in the first place and see if that changes anything. And finally, now the game wants to work. I find it kind of like predatory how it like caches the data that, ooh, an update's available, and it just bricks your app. As for the performance in the game itself, I mean, it's Subway Surfers, that'll run anything. Yeah, hey, note to the editor, can you just like put Family Guy on the side here? Next up, we're gonna check out Spotify. What? Oh, okay, so it doesn't even give me an error, it just crashes and refuses to launch. Alright, cool, next app. Oh wait, YouTube, yeah, that's not gonna work. Let's just do Apple Music. And Apple Music actually still works. We're getting an advertisement to pay for a subscription, we're getting a bunch of recommendations, it's pretty good. So now that we've taken a look at a bunch of apps, it's time to answer the main question. Is the iPhone 5 usable in 2026? Yeah, no, not really. Pretty much every major social media application, except for TikTok and Discord, which was pretty surprising, doesn't work anymore. However, that doesn't mean it's completely obsolete yet. I think this is actually a great buy for like young kids who don't need to access a bunch of the internet, mainly because it still supports 4G LTE networking and iMessage. And as an added bonus, if you don't go outside and love to play with iPhones, you can actually downgrade this thing to iOS 8 and iOS 6, which I did previously. So anyways, thanks for watching, and let me know down in the comments whether iPhones, Android, or I guess like Windows phones you want me to take a look at next. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.